What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. Amazon Kindle Create Space. Link will be in the description box below, as usual. This was entitled Black America Needs to Get Real. Um, I think we need to actually sit down, you know, and be real with each other. Get real as far as our situation, our lives, our finances, our families, and stop playing. Stop acting like, our religious beliefs and stop playing. I think we need to get real about us wanting, us understanding our situation completely. You know, we're black in America and we're wanting to do things in America and have a white outcome in America. We ain't white. Let's get real about that. We doing things in different circumstances. We ain't Asian, we ain't Hispanic, you know. Um, we're not even Native American, you know what I'm saying? Well, we are to some degree, but we're not. But I'm saying that to say this: we're not gonna get their outcomes for doing the same things that everybody else does. Hard work and dedication is not gonna get all of us the results that it gets everybody else, and we have to get real about that. We have to get real about how this country is set up and how it is maintained. Also, we know how it's set up, but we're not being honest about how it's being maintained, and we're not being honest about the rules going to change when we do it. You know, um, we're not being honest about just because you go to school and get an education, you might not find a good job because when you check off black or your name comes off black, you might not get hired. We're not being real about you can start a business, but if you start a business and you have to go to distributors, they're gonna overcharge you because you're black. You know, we have to get real about these things so we can deal with those things accordingly. You know what I'm saying? We have to be honest with ourselves. Um, we have to get real about family. We have to get real about, you know, a lot of us are coming from failed families. And a lot of us are self-made individuals. Some, still scarred, still hurt, still mending ourselves together. But we want perfect people to come fix us. We got to get real about that. Like, we can't have expectations of the people that we're gonna interact with or differently. We can't exalt horrible family members and marginalize great family members, and then thinks the world's excellent black people owe us everything, while our, let's see, subpar individuals can all get a slap on the wrist and can get forgiveness. We can't keep doing that. We got to get real about that. We got to start protecting the worst of us and expecting the best of us to come to the rescue. As families, we can't keep expecting that financially for them to hold up the slack. We can't expect them to take care of our children, um, to give us a break from life, because some of the same excellent people in our family had to deal with the same situations that we did or worse. So we got to be real about, like, family structure isn't needs to be revamped, because they say, when the patriarch and the matriarch died, that would be the grandparents or the great grandparents. you know the parents and grandparents didn't take didn't pass the cho- didn't take on the responsibility of being a patriarch and matriarch properly. They screwed it all up. we got to be real that we have some incompetent matriarchs and patriarchs in our family that's causing the whole family to go into a downward spiral. We got to get real about these things. We got to get real about our relationships. You know, we got to get real that um, black women don't want black men. Black women want white men's resources, and that's it. They think if they get the money or the resources or get attention that it'll change their life. It won't, but we can't tell them nothing. That's what they want to do. And the black men, we got to get real about. We just at this particular point women want sexual objects. We don't want to actually get to know and be cool with anybody. We don't think these women, uh, not just black women, but women in general, have any value because they don't see any value in us as long as we either walking wallets or walking dicks. So we look at them the same way. You just a walking box. Like there is no humanity and love involved, right? And we gotta admit that this is we're going from both sides from a prostitute John type of relationship. This is what's going on, and people are hiding behind all these other quote unquote feelings, but even the feelings in love is a hustle. And no matter what you say, it's just not like that. That's what the actions play out, you know. And it is what it is. So until we actually connect on a more humanistic level, there's gonna always be problems. We're gonna have to get real about parenting. The baby boomers fucked up. Yeah, they did. But let's be honest. Generation X, my generation, we fucked up too. Because we gotta admit that all these kids you see wilding and all that, some of those in some aspects are our kids that we had young, that we thought all the 90s uh, and 80s crack era gangsterism was cool, and now they took it up a notch because they thought it was normal because we taught them it was normal. I mean, we can't say that we have too many messed up child, too many people with messed up childhoods who thought that ratchet was a way of life and reveled in it. Now our kids are growing up just on higher levels of ratchet. They're not as tough because they didn't have to deal with all of the external circumstances that we did, but they wilding, and that's our fault. You know what I'm saying? We got to be real about that. Um, we got to be real about America's racism. It's not going nowhere. It's not another We don't need to have another conversation and talk to white people and talk to Hispanic people and talk to Asian people. They all hate us. Maybe not individually hate us, but as a group, they hate us. The minute, you know, people can be friends, but the groups don't treat us well. Let's just be honest. Let's be completely honest about this. Um, there ain't no love. We're on our own. All we got is each other. If you ain't learned that from all these marches and speeches and all this activism, who's there? We are. All these groups who want to call on our name about, oh, it's just like being black, it's just like being black, but when something happened to black people, are they there? No. Do they stand up for us? No. Do they march for us? No. Now I'm not gonna say that in totality because what I've noticed is I'm talking about groups in America. There are groups outside of America that I've seen that actually protest for black people in America, but those same groups in America don't do it. Like I've seen Asians in Asia protest about the things going on with black people in America. Asians in America don't do that. You feel me? Hispanics, you can kind of say that because they're black Hispanics, so that happens with black Hispanics. But that mestizos and the ones that want to pass white and the ones that are just, I guess, more Native American or because there's so many races in there, but you know what I'm saying. More of a white and native mix, I guess, than black. I haven't seen that, but you don't see Native Americans doing it so much, but and they don't want us to help them when they have issues. They tell us get out of here. So we got to get real about who's on our team and who's not. We need to get real about our political ideology. The Democratic Party ain't doing nothing for us, and neither is the Republican Party. We need to be honest about what works for us and what doesn't work, and stop trying to appeal to people's better nature when they don't have it. We need to get real about that. We need to get real about our religion. Um, we need to get real about how we operate under this religion. We need to stop picking. We need to actually be more knowledgeable about Christianity if you're gonna follow it, and stop picking and choosing what you want. And we're gonna have to be real about the use of it. Um, because everybody who's quote unquote Christian or Jewish or even Muslim in America, they're not holding themselves to these superhuman standards. They're still human beings. We don't have to be super passive. Passive. That's not working. Um, and we have to be real about supporting each other. We got to be real, like we we can't support everybody else and then and not support each other. And that's unreal. That's ridiculous. That's unrealistic and stupid. You want to show up to white movements, to homosexual movements, to Hispanic movements, to Asian movements, to Native American movements, but no, no. We need to stand in solidarity first. Period. Us first, then worry about everybody else. And then we need to, um, make everybody else pay for our help. Because since they want to use our help all the time, they need to pay for it. So I think as a whole, we need to get real, on multiple levels. But this is the end of this one. I'm out.